Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Jamie and the Bird. He is, of course...
I'm Jamie.
And I am the Bird, aka Andy. Back once again, like the Renegade Master.
I was going to say that. Yeah. Glad you beat me to it. That's fine. That's all I am. I'm a bloody sidekick to you.
He is Robin to my Batman.
But, he is Cagney to my Lacey.
Yeah, again, he goes too old, doesn't he?
Yeah, true.
So we're back today with unscripted. Completely unscripted, as we like to call it, and we've become very good at it as well. It's called...
what is it called?
Winging it.
Yeah, winging it. That's
winging
it.
Yeah. Come on, he's not...
Winging it wisdom.
He's not vibing it today. So what have you been up to?
I'm still unemployed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I've had some good bits though.
Have you?
Yeah, I've had a couple of decent conversations with people. Second stage interview.
And then they realise they don't like you?
No, they haven't realised that yet. Give them
that's
time.
probably interview 3 when that comes out.
No, I was told on the interview, I interview really well, actually. And apparently I use the STAR technique.
Which we both had to Google.
And I don't know what it is. Apparently I do it naturally. Hey! But yeah, so a couple of good conversations. We are... we have another thing, didn't we?
What was the other thing?
A YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, we do have that. Yeah.
We've been doing that, and we're learning more and more every day. You can probably see my eyes are a little bit tired, and what I'm learning as I get older, now at the ripe age of 36, is that hangovers last longer than a day.
They do.
Generally 2 days, maybe even longer. But I'm back today. Not so much hungover, but just a bit tired. We're winging it on the podcast today. What's going on? There's shed loads going on.
I think there's one big thing that everyone's talking about at the minute.
Boris Johnson's hair. Yes.
Exactly.
Or more importantly, some other bellend with dodgy hair.
There are multiple bellends in this world. Yeah.
Mainly looking after big countries.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah. Well, we've got the US election, which obviously we won't talk about because people go crazy about stuff like that. And then we've got the other thing which people are also going crazy about, which we thought would happen, predicted would happen, and has happened.
Wear a mask to stop the virus spreading. If everyone wears masks, then the virus won't spread. Guess what? We wore masks.
Yes.
And what happened?
Yes.
It spread.
And what's the result of that now?
Now we've got lockdown and now you're not going to be able to see your loved ones at Christmas. It's literally just going to be... It's just going to be... Well, it'll be like 6 people allowed in your gaff. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So we've got lockdown coming, which we're all looking forward to. We thought fantastic because we're actually, all of our podcasts are going out through lockdown. So fantastic.
Works for us.
Now everyone's locked indoors and bored. You've got our entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely, and no choice really.
And you can't go anywhere.
No.
But you have a bit of choice because obviously there are other.
No, there aren't. We're the only ones. We're the only ones.
There are no other podcasters out there. There is nothing that you could possibly watch other than us.
Absolutely.
It's like going back to the 1990s and having like four channels.
Yeah. And thinking that you were lucky.
Like, looking forward to your children's programmes once a day. Not like today where you can just dump your kid in front of the TV.
Disappear for days at a time.
See BBs. Here, have an iPad and I don't want to talk to you for the next few hours.
What a benefit that is to be a parent though these days. Crikey.
Well, it is. Yeah, you can just dump it on them and it's fun, that's for sure. And weirdly it works for me as well. You can just put an iPad in front of me and see BBs. And
yeah, but no, you're not watching CBeebies, mate, on that.
Yeah. Slightly different thing.
Very different, guys.
On
very different. But not something you want to be watching.
I was going to ask you because you said you're a lot more politically interested than I am,
and I'm a lot more interesting as well. So keep going.
Debatable. I'm more entertaining.
That's true.
But yeah, so Joe Biden
grows weak after a while.
Joe Biden, Trump.
Yeah.
Now I don't follow it really
at all.
All I see is that Trump gets a lot of bad press because he is a bit of a knobhead with the stuff he puts out on Twitter.
He is a knobhead, yeah.
There is another flip side to it that I've heard that actually some of the things he's done from a business perspective have been quite good for the US.
And he hasn't started any wars.
Yeah. Unlike Barack Obama, who killed more people with drone strikes than any other president. Anyway. But and then you've got Joe Biden who's come in that he's now given a smear campaign to say that he was doing business with the Ukraine.
Or his son. And
all this. Yeah. So the big question is, who do you think is going to win?
Right, that is a good question. I think Biden's got it in the bag, and it's either going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be an absolute landslide for Biden, or it will be so close that the Supreme Court will probably have to get involved again. There'll be loads of controversy about it. There'll probably be civil unrest as well. I've seen people online already talking about civil unrest. They've already started blocking roads and stuff like that to stop people getting to the ballot booths and whatnot. So it could be really, really problematic. But I think either a landslide for Biden, or it will be too close to call and Supreme Court get.
Do you know what I love about America though? Like, you remember, like with us in like the 60s and 70s, like if we didn't like anything, then we just went out and we kicked off about it, had a protest, went a bit mental. Like, everyone had like proper beliefs, like they were really patriotic and everything. Now no one gives a shit anymore. No one cares. Like, everyone's just got their Xbox. So the other thing you wanted to talk about, Jamie?
Again, let's go back to lockdown.
Yeah, so
it's such a big topic.
How do you feel about it, Jamie?
Well, it makes bugger all difference to me. To be fair, sitting here unemployed anyway.
Every day's a weekend.
Every day's a weekend. Yeah. No, it's an impossible situation, isn't it? Because obviously I'm worried about the economy. That's always going to be an issue. Jobs being lost, that is a massive issue right now. So, and I think, like I've said all along, there is no happy solution to this problem.
No.
There is not a single solution at all. I think people had this idea in their head that once lockdown was over, the first one, life would kind of go back to normal and the virus wouldn't be much of a problem. I saw some people actually talking about that.
But to be honest, that's the way it was portrayed. That's what a lot of people were saying. Oh, once we get through this...
Only if you believe Boris. I didn't believe him at all.
Well, a lot of people look at the Prime Minister and believe him. I don't believe the word that comes out of his mouth.
No, I don't.
I'm being honest with you.
No, the guy's a bit of a charlatan. He just plays up to the cameras.
He plays up to the cameras, but the thing is, I was watching... what was it? Is it called Sunday Kitchen or something like that? The live show anyway, and they had Andrew Marr on there, the political...
the BBC guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he was sitting there saying that whichever way you go with this, you're not going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
So you either... Do I crash the economy and close the entire country down, and then it costs us billions?
Yeah.
Or do I let it run and people die?
Lots of people.
Lots of people die. But what are your choices? Because there is no grey area.
No.
It's white and it's black. If you put it in the grey area and you sit there and you try and do what we've done, it doesn't work. You've either got to let it run and let it wipe out who it's going to wipe out and just try and be careful, or you lock down for months on end and the entire economy crashes. So whichever way you're trying to spin these plates at the moment, you can't win.
There is no happy solution here. There isn't at all. But the thing is, it is incredibly difficult because there is no way out of this. I mean, the problem with the idea of letting it run, which is what a lot of people are talking about now, and I got sent something by a mate earlier on, and it was some guy who was saying all of it's obviously a load of bollocks. The numbers aren't anywhere near they are. He was using France as an example.
Yeah.
But I was like, this guy's got no background in statistical analysis, no background in medical testing, no background in epidemiology. He's just a guy on the street sitting there going, it's just bollocks, isn't it? And you're like, I'm sorry, mate, but you don't get to make that choice for the 200,000 people or whatever it is that could die off the back of it.
What have we tried so far? We've tried going into lockdown and really shutting it down. That didn't work.
Yeah, but we didn't know, did we?
Well, we did for quite a while.
No, but not if you look at it like what Spain did, what France did.
Italy,
South Korea, loads. Like,
but mainly the problem with it isn't so much, I don't think, the lockdown. It's the management of track and trace.
Well,
because if you know where the infection is spreading to, then you can kind of prevent that. But
that hasn't worked either, though.
But it has over in other places like Korea and all those in the early stages.
But that's my point. So, for example, in the UK, the track and trace thing, even when people are notified that they need to self-isolate for 2 weeks, do you know what the take-up percentage of that has been?
Very little.
11%.
Yeah,
so 1 in 10 people that get told they have to self-isolate are doing it. So therefore the virus is going to spread.
It's going to spread anyway.
That's a community society thing though. So we know, for example, even like liberal economies... even liberal economies like South Korea...
the Brits.
Even liberal economies like South Korea... they're very liberalised, just like we are. Unlike China, which is obviously quite authoritarian, so the Chinese population will do what they're told because the government's pretty freaking scary. South Korea are very liberal economy, liberal society, but they tend to move as one. So they'll do what's for the greater good. Whereas in the UK and a lot of European countries, we're like, sorry mate, I ain't doing it.
But then the answer really with all of this is, because like my son's got a bad heart and is in incredible high risk with this. Obviously, a lot of us have grandparents, a lot of us have ill family members that have ailments like diabetes and all these kind of things that are going to affect people. So to sit there and say, okay, let it run, well, I'm saying that, and that would affect my nan, that would affect my son, that would affect a few people that are close to me. But in my opinion, it's down to them to stay safe. Like, if you're going to go and do those things, then you have to take the precautions and stay indoors. You can't sit there and really take risks with these things. So rather than trying to shut down absolutely everyone to protect the few, let it run and let the few protect themselves and the people that are around them, of course.
But that hasn't worked anywhere.
Yeah, but no one's tried it.
No, they did. No,
Sweden, I'm saying, let it run.
Sweden tried it.
What, and Sweden's kicked off again?
But yeah, Sweden's still, like, they're not doing great.
But they didn't go into any lockdown.
No, they did, but they didn't. But they did social distancing and all the rest of it. But their whole point was, their idea was, we need to protect the vulnerable, and it didn't work.
That's what happens when water splashes in your eye.
This wouldn't happen on Joe. This wouldn't happen on Joe Rogan, would it? No, it wouldn't happen on Joe Rogan.
Professionalism at all times.
Yeah,
me now, like, sitting there with squid eye.
So, what was I say? So, Sweden kind of let it run, but with sensible measures like social distancing. I think they did say there are maximum groups and crowd sizes that you can have. And they tried to protect the vulnerable, didn't work, okay? But think about it for a second. What do you... This is where it annoys me, because, as you know, I like politics, I like kind of cultural movements, I like talking about this stuff.
Boring stuff.
Boring stuff, that's... If it's boring if you don't really understand it. So... Think about it practically. When people say this is what should happen in a country, not just about COVID, about anything, you have to go, what does that look like on a practical day-to-day basis? And that's where most people fall over, okay? So let's use an example of this. If you're asked to protect the vulnerable, so let's say you've got old people's home.
Yeah.
Who normally looks after old people in old people's home?
The nurses.
Yeah, and okay, what background are the nurses from? General, ordinary, everyday background.
I can go controversial again with this kind of stuff, because I know a person that actually recruits for care homes.
Yeah.
And says that in a lot of cases that the qualifications that they have are a little bit...
Well, yeah, that's irrelevant. So they're ordinary members of the public. They have families. They have friends. They go out. They do things. Are you going to make those people not do anything as well?
No, not do anything. But
how will they not bring the virus into the care home?
In terms of what they're doing, it's down to the care home. When they're coming through, these people should be tested on a regular basis. They should be wearing every bit of PPE possible. And if anything, it should be like a scene from E.T. where they're walking around with bloody hazmat suits on. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of thing.
But that's not possible, because first of all, like PPE, as we know, was a big problem anyway.
Yeah.
Testing isn't 100% accurate. So you can be tested when you first get the virus, but it will be a negative and it will come positive later. Yeah. So it will spread around like that as well.
Right.
Yeah. But also you've got quality of life issues. We know as well the virus can exist on surfaces for a long period of time.
Right.
You make this point, right? So,
I did.
You know, the whole like you can't the barmaid can't hand you the behind off the tray. You have to pick it up off the tray.
But she can bring you food.
But she can bring you food. So the cooks are wearing masks, maybe gloves as well, but then they're touching everything. They're not swapping gloves with every plate that they do.
I get the ones that are coming over serving me the food like this with their mask.
Yeah.
With the router hanging over the top of it. It's like, really? Yeah. Come on, mate.
So,
like, what?
So you can't, can you? So it's like...
But this is the point. You can't control it.
No,
so the whole thing with this is you've got three choices. Massive lockdown, stop everyone from doing everything. Go a little bit hazy and go wishy-washy and keep on going in and out.
The middle ground.
And the middle ground, which is never going to work. Or you sit there and just go on, get on with it.
Which is basically what America's done.
So let them crack on with it, and at the end of the day, who's going to die, and vaccine will come out when we can get a vaccine. So you make your own choices about how much risk you want to take with that, and that's it. If people keel over, people keel over. So those are the three choices. Where would you go? You're saying go massive lockdown.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying I actually don't know, because I don't. This is you're being asked, if you in this situation you're being asked to pick something that is bad. So it's like saying, how do you want to be tortured? Do you want to be burnt alive? Do you want to be electrocuted?
Do you want to drown?
Do you want to be drowned?
Yeah.
There is no happy choice. Now, it's quite cowardly of me to say I can't pick one, because I'm not in a position where I have to pick one. Do you know, I'm a citizen of the UK.
Yeah.
The government have to make that choice.
Generally quite healthy, even though he doesn't look it.
Yeah, absolutely. I take my vitamin D. It's easy for us. Abdicating responsibility is one of the most easy things in life to do. It's one of the best things in life to do. And we can all be armchair experts, but I mean, I genuinely don't know.
I genuinely don't have an answer. No. I don't have an answer. Whatever you do, you're sodded. And not even my fear with this is, yes, okay, people die, that's a bad thing, people always are going to die, and that's you can't ever get away from that. But financially, you look at what they did after the Lehman Brothers collapse and everything, and look at the taxation and the what's the word that I'm looking for, basically all of the things that they put in place to claim back all the money that they forked out to save businesses and bail out banks and all that kind of stuff. Look at how many billions this is costing our country.
Oh, loads.
And guess who's going to pay it back?
Yeah, us. Yeah, we will. Yeah, well, no, mate. To be fair,
that's us.
No, to be fair, the debt is so high; it's going to be future generations anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole problem with it. But it's us, it's our children, it's our children's children.
But again, that's another conversation which we'll do for another day. Is the economy at the minute? Let's face it. How is it set up? It's set up so that big corporations, they socialise the losses. So, i.e., we pay for the losses.
Yeah.
They capitalise the gains.
Yeah, and the big companies switch all their money, take it off to the Cayman Islands. Exactly. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
But
so that leaves us in the lurch.
What I would say with all of it is, let's have a revolution. Everyone kick off.
This is a joke. Just in caveat, this is a joke.
Civil war. That's it. Capitalism doesn't work.
Socialism
doesn't work. Find something else. I'm thinking
back to feudalism.
I'm thinking Mad Max. I'm thinking let's go Mad Max and just go.
We're on the Fury Road.
Yeah, let's just go mental and just have it up. Like then we can dress all our cars up with spikes and fight each other with big, whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm pushing now. So who cares? That's it. What the government are saying doesn't work. Politicians are liars.
By and large.
But they're liars. And what they're doing doesn't work. So let's find another way. It's down to the people to make the choice. Let's do it and put the Xboxes away.
Before we finish this then, let's talk
I wasn't finished. I was going on for hours. I was on a rant.
There is something that we don't talk anything near enough about, and we're obviously going to do spin-off episodes on this, and neither one of us are bloody paragons of virtue on this, by the way. But let's face it, we don't know, but we suspect, and they're doing research on this now, that vitamin D plays a key part in protecting you against COVID-19. Yeah.
So what was it? The Taiwan, Thailand, not exactly the medical sort of capitals of the world. But then New Orleans as well.
They've done more now, and there's actually I think the British government are doing a study on it as well, and they're asking for volunteers to basically take it and then maybe potentially at some point get exposed to the virus. So we know vitamin D looks like it has an effect in terms of reducing your chances of having a bad outcome. Okay,
and we got this from the infamous Joe Rogan podcast
with Dr. Rhonda Patrick,
and we'll put the link in the description so you can watch it. But
but then the other thing as well, Andy, is that's one thing. How else do we take responsibility for ourselves? Weight. As in the weight you carry.
I was going to
say, not waiting.
I was going to just sit there and wait. Yeah. Okay.
So the weight that you carry, we know that. So what they call kind of comorbidities, and I think what was it? Oh, bloody hell! It's not just being overweight. There was metabolic syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the internal fats around you, how your body is on the inside as well as the weight you carry. So there's things that we can do to take better responsibility for ourselves, improving our aerobic capacity.
That's all well and good, but I mean, let's have it right. And I was saying to someone the other day, like, why do you think obesity is such a big problem in the UK? So coming from a position of going through many diets and carrying weight quite easily.
But he's beautiful on the inside.
Beautiful on the outside as well. It's all about the personality. I'm a jolly fat man. When you're going out there these days and you say you're trying to eat well and all that kind of stuff, what you're greeted with as soon as you walk into any shop anywhere is bad stuff. Alcohol on offer, a big thing of muffins and flapjacks as soon as you walk through. So it's all well and good saying everyone take responsibility for your weight. Like not everyone has that willpower.
No, they don't.
Hopefully, COVID will scare the life out of you and actually make you start looking after yourself a little bit better. But unlikely. Like if you've already got a diabetes and those kind of things, or type 2 diabetes, and that hasn't scared you into losing weight, I doubt Corona's going to do it.
No, it probably wouldn't. But then,
sorry for those people that have got type 2. But if you've got
by the way, guys, if you have got type 2 diabetes, look at the work of either Dr. Jason Fung or Dr. Azim Malhotra. They've got good programs that can help people reverse their type 2 diabetes. So
brilliant.
It can work.
And you'll put some kind of link into the description.
Yeah, if I get around to it.
Yeah, maybe
it doesn't feel that important.
So yeah, we thought we were going to have a little bit of a waffle today. Look, everyone's going to go through a bit of a rough time. Obviously, it's really down to the individual as to how they view it. And it's what we've spoken about in other podcasts. It's, are you going to sit there and be the victim and be defeatist and look at this as the woe is me and the world's against me and all this kind of stuff, or are you going to look at it and go, actually, there's an opportunity here? What are the good things about it? I get to spend more time with my children. I've got more time to work on a particular project. I've been working all my life, and now I've actually got the time off that I want. I've got the ability to be able to work from home. There's something. There is always something, or at least a couple of things that you can take out of this that you can take and make positive. So don't let this beat you up, guys. Like, this isn't the end of the world, even though, I mean, the media would,
it may feel like
the media would make you want to think like that, but it's not the end of the world. It will pass, and let's just make the best of what we've got out there at the moment. So the fantastic thing about all of this is throughout the whole of lockdown and forevermore, they have you and me.
They do. I know.
You and me.
This is
lucky.
This is like what you didn't know you wanted.
Yes. Yes.
You really didn't want this.
No,
but
you didn't. But you've got it, and you don't know why you like it, but you do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So we're here, and we're going to look after you guys. We've got loads.
And we don't mean that financially.
No.
Health wise.
Don't start coming to me begging it. No, it's not going to happen, mate. Sorry. But yeah, if you, the main thing is with this, look, we're going to pull content out, and we're going to create things that we think that people want to hear, but we're not going to know truly what they want to hear until you actually tell us.
And we might not listen.
And but let us know, like, what do you want us to have a chat about? What things are worrying you with lockdown? What things are you struggling with? You know, how are you doing with your job? Are you doing on a job hunt? Are there any things that you're doing, not doing? You know, let us know. Give us a little bit of feedback. Nice feedback. And
we can delete comments.
Yes, we can, and we will. But yeah, let us know, and we will sit there and try and help as much as possible. We're all in the same boat, guys. Like, we're normal people, just like you. And we are everyday people with wisdom-ish.
Wisdom-ish.
There we go.
For everyday people.
It's about the first time we've mentioned it in God knows how long.
We are not getting better.
Still winging it.
Yeah, still
I've even created a sign for it now as well.
Yeah, good.
Mate. Yeah. So we've got.
I'm sure they can't imagine what winging it means.
No,
they need that to get it now.
Winging it with Jamie and the Bird. That's what it should be called. We might have to change it because we'll remember.
No, don't, because our designer of fibres are nightmare.
Don't even. So, guys, look, that's me and Jamie for another podcast. When this will go out, we don't know.
We don't know.
We're going to mix and match it just to keep you guessing. But there's going to be loads in lockdown. So, that's me done.
If you weren't miserable before.
You're never going to be miserable with me. All I want to do is make you laugh. That's it.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, look, thanks for watching. Remember, if you don't subscribe, we don't survive.
No.
Remember, lock that in your brain.
We need money.
We need subscribers, so do that. Remember, we've got the Insta, we've got the Facebook, we've got the Twitter. Hey! We've got all of those. So at Jay and the Bird, again in the description. So follow us, comment, come back to us, give us all that lot. But that's me plugging everything now. So you got anything else?
No, I think we're good to go.
Right.
And again, I hope you're less miserable than you were before you started watching this, but that's highly unlikely. So,
exactly.
If we made it worse.
Yeah, if we made it worse, just cheer up.
Yeah,
that's it.
That always works.
It always works. The best thing.
Cheer up.
Best thing to say.
You may have lost your job. There may be a global pandemic.
So, what's that? You're depressed. Don't worry about it. Just be happy.
Yeah. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
But that's us talking crap for another week, guys. Watch out for the next episode. Remember to subscribe and big ups.
Oh, I hate it when he does that.